What you're about to see is a video that's a few months old that we recorded just on the fly. Didn't prepare anything. We just decided, hey, why don't we all? We're on the Skype group. Why don't we all just like talk about Lost Frontier and what we liked and didn't like about it or whatever? And yeah, we just kind of shot the shit about Jack, and then I went into other conversations about other things. So the reason I'm doing this little intro is just to tell you not to expect an incredibly structured video about the only thing. I like only about what it says in the title, because it's not. It's about a lot of other things. I'm gonna edit it as good as I can, but I'm gonna keep a lot of it in because it is just some fun conversation, and it's just a few friends nerding out about Jack and Ratchet and other video games and whatever. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy. Sit back and yeah, enjoy this longer video. Yes, we all love each other. We're a happy family here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this thing about Lost Frontier and how good it is and stuff, because we love it. So, everyone, let's start talking. Hi. Hey, who's here? Firstly,
hello.
Hi.
I'm not.
So, okay, no one's here, so that's good. Right. So, how do you want to make Lost Frontier good? Go.
Right. So, dear audience, here today we'll be witness to a discussion about Jack and Dexter, The Lost Frontier, and the company who made it. Where they fucked up, where the game can be improved, and we'll also talk about Size Matters and Secret Agent Clank because they also made it. So,
oh my god!
That stays in. Anyway, what are your experience with the games by High Impact, if you played any? Go.
I liked all of them.
I think the PSP is a problem, not the games. I played Size Matters. I thought it was shit. Didn't care too much for it. I thought it was cool that you could change your armor in and out and stuff. I did not play Secret Agent Clank because I heard it was shit, and I have not played fucking Jack and Daxter The Lost bullshit because I heard it was shit.
Okay, it was.
And I also hear that High Impact Games is a really shit company. Did you know their last game was like a fucking Barbie game? Of course you did.
Yeah,
nope.
I actually did. Also,
that's my favorite game
of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's my favorite game of theirs, but not of all time.
Do you know that Secret Agent Clank is actually better than Size Matters?
How is that?
Why do I highly doubt that?
I'll explain while I actually describe the game. Anyway, so those of us who played Lost Frontier, let's recount our fond memories.
I remember booting up the game and thinking, hey, let's not go in with many high expectations, and then thinking, wow, the PSP sucks.
I let's played the game, and I loved it at first, and then there was flying missions, and I was like, I want to play Jack, not a fucking flying simulator, and then I killed myself.
And now you're undead.
Yeah, so I'm Irish, I can't die.
That's true.
Nicholas, your experience in playing The Lost Frontier?
I watched Keith play it. He told me that he thought I was going to love this game. Then he ate those words, and I didn't watch the rest of the playthrough because every single goddamn thumbnail title was literally like, okay, this game is pretty good. Oh my god. No. The next ones are like, please stop. Oh, I want to die. Oh, this game sucks. And I was just kind of like, well.
Although I will say, overall, I still like the game as an overall package. As not a Jack game.
Okay. Out of you all, I think I liked the game the most at first. I kind of wanted it to be good, so I ignored all the things that weren't.
So you're just a biased fanboy?
No, it's just when I look at something, I see what's good in it first, and the rest goes second. Basically, I saw that this was a game that was started by Naughty Dog, and High Impact kind of finished it best to their ability, and I was like, they did an okay job. And then the denial ended, and I saw the game for what it was. Basically, the biggest problem in the game are there are two. The one is the controls. I think it's all bullshit. They couldn't do it. They could do it. I actually, after playing it,
it's the PSP. How could I?
No. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
after I played the game for like the first few levels, I actually posted in some forum, I'm not sure which one, I think it was PlayStation forums, how I would remap the controls and keep all the moves and all the functionality, and I actually did it. And I can do it again, but not right now. I'm not that good at improvising.
Try and... So, right, I want to think about this list. So, all the moves from the PS2 version, all the so all the guns, including the gem board.
No, there's no gem board. I'm including only the things that are in the game.
Okay.
So basically, you still move the camera with the two shoulder buttons. You roll with the shoulder buttons. It doesn't center the camera; it just rolls you. And you center the camera with either.
Okay, wait. How will this? That I already run into problems with this because when you try to roll, you turn the camera instead of roll, and then fuck yourself up.
No. If you do it fast, it doesn't do it.
Yeah, that would still fuck people like me up because it's dyspraxic. I don't know when I'm holding or pressing something.
Yes, maybe. There's like a second control scheme I thought of, but this one is the best. So you roll, and you stay crouched if you don't let go of the buttons. And I think you center the camera with select. And you go into first person by holding select. Yeah. And the guns are like more like Ratchet and Clank, I think. You press one directional button and you select the gun with the face buttons. I think something like that. Yeah. There are many ways to make it work. It's dumb shit, but it's... there are many games on the PSP that made use of all the buttons, like Metal Gear Solid.
I've had an idea that kind of like removes the need for an alternative like keybind thing.
Yeah.
Just take it off PSP, put it on PS2, and use a controller that we actually like.
Well, Sony, they didn't think like you did. You see, they had a system and they wanted games for it.
Bastards! How dare they have the gall to do such a thing?
Yeah, actually with the PSP, they did a great job, unlike the PS Vita. They
had it backwards. The Vita deserved games, the PSP did not.
Yeah, so they actually pushed very hard for games, and right now the PSP has a ton of games, and at least a third of them are good.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, so, yeah, basically, there are two problems with The Lost Frontier. One, the controls. I told you right now it could be done better. They didn't. And the second is the story. There are three problems with the story. One is the plot twist, and I hope everyone listening already played it or know it. Like the pirates, they're bad, but you meet them, oh, they're good now. Okay, how did that happen?
Pirates are always
Spoiler alert.
Because it's 2009.
Yeah, so basically, Kira was entertained by the captain off screen, and you can assume he convinced her that he's not that bad. But we, as the audience, did not see that conversation. We don't know what happened. So it's like, in 1 second, all of a sudden the pirates are our friends. How?
And the people that actually helped us are evil.
Yeah, but that is also unexplained, because you have no reason to suspect the Europans, because they repaired your ship. They, gave you a hot meal. They gave you the Eco-Seeker. And the very first bonus mission with the pirates is shoot down European ships. Mm-hmm. What?
Fuck those guys for helping you. The whole story's fucked, we know that. So what would you have done to the story? What would be your story?
Well, first of all, I'll keep the story as it is. I will just make it better, because I know that the basic concept was from Naughty Dog, and we all here love Naughty Dog, at least the old incarnation of the company. So the first cutscene, that is confirmed. The first cutscene is a shot-for-shot remake of what Naughty Dog did when they were working on the game. So you cannot hate the first cutscene. That's official.
I do.
I despise it.
Me too.
I like it.
Yeah, I kind of do as well.
What's the first cutscene, sorry?
The first cutscene in the game.
Where they're in the ship and the pirates.
Oh, yes, yeah, when Daxter, shoots the ship.
Mm.
Well, that's the thing Dexter would do.
It's the dial. Okay, it wasn't. Okay, not only. I think if the cutscene was done well, it probably would have worked. Like if they actually, if they animated it like better, if the voice acting or delivery was actually decent, and then there's pirates jumping from ship to ship, and Jack gets out and turns into Darkjack and is like "fuck you," and then starts beating the shit out of him, that would have been really cool.
And then Captain Jack Sparrow just like flies in for a rope and like.
Well, here's the thing. The whole gimmick of the game is like you have all the eco powers again for the first time since the first game, but at the expense of Darkjack.
You gotta go into it like this, though. We're Naughty Dog making this as a spin-off or a sequel?
Sequel.
How do you know this? Is this confirmed?
I'll tell you how. Because a spin-off, that's the Slavic way.
Yeah.
Spin-off.
You spin-off.
A spin-off. It's something that it deviates from the gameplay. For example, Jack X. It is a sequel because it takes place after, but as a spin-off, you do something completely different.
By that logic, then I would say that
matters.
So it's both.
Frontier is definitely different from like every
another.
Is Daxter not a spin-off game though? That's basically Jack.
I'll tell you why. Because a spin-off is something that it is set in the canon, but it has nothing to do with the games, and it's like a bonus game that you don't have to play. Like imagine you're playing a game
like Jack 2.
No. Jack 2 has lurkers. That means it's canon. Anyway, so imagine you play a game where you're like in a Haven City port and you're like fishing for fish. That's a spin-off game because it takes place in the universe, but it has nothing to do with the story or the characters.
So is the fisherman a spin-off character inside of the main game?
So then that would make Jack X canon then, because it has everything to do with the characters.
Well, canon simply means it happened in that universe before or after the events. Like
Right.
Empire Strikes Back is canon to New Hope, whatever.
I suppose, yeah. I think we're discussing the wrong words. It's not so much canon and spin-off, it's main series and spin-off.
Kind of, yeah.
Both of them are canon.
Yeah. Well, no. If here's the thing, canon is a tricky thing. When you make a sequel and you cancel the sequel and then you give the sequel to someone else to write and they fucked it up, what often happens is that sequel gets ignored the fuck out of, and then the next sequel ignores it. So if Lost Frontier is ignored when the new game comes out, that means it will not.
Thank you for saying when. Good.
Of course.
But yeah,
Anyway,
I'd agree with
so,
that. I think.
I'll talk a bit more. I'll shut up and I'll let you talk. I promise.
But what we talked
So,
about there. All right. Okay.
How would you make the story better? First, I will dedicate in Lost Frontier. I'll dedicate at least 3 missions of time for when the pirates will actually be confirmed as the good guys somehow. Like you will actually talk to like Phoenix. Jack will actually talk to him and Kira, and they will actually. Well, you see, we're not bad. We're just misunderstood. We had to do what we have to do, but we have standards.
Why did he become Stewie Griffin?
Why is Crew? Was this Crew in his young days?
I love when we all had different names for him.
Who? What? Where?
What if they're all the same character?
Triple H, Crew, and Stewie Griffin.
Our shared universe is expanding.
Yes.
Like
Wait a
Crew's
minute.
waistline.
Hey. You know how Crew has a fucking different colored eyeball?
Yeah.
The blue eyeball that's in his head? That's the blue precursor stone.
Does it mean that the explosion in the war factory was because we blew up Crew and the stone inside of him?
Yes. That's exactly it.
Oh my god.
Oh, and he also has the yellow precursor stone as well. Ever notice his teeth? One of them's yellow.
Oh.
Bam.
And he
walking
he
precursor
doesn't wear
stone.
clothes. He just is the green precursor stone.
Perhaps.
And he ate.
Anyway,
ate
back to
the-
topic.
Okay.
I will
He ate the stone like Ashlyn did Kira. Nothing personal.
Anyway, like the captain of the pirates, Kira and Jack, will actually have a conversation when they will actually establish that they're actually good, and they will explain. Well, you know how I attacked the Aropans? Well, they all are they're actually bad, like secretly, and I'll prove you right now. I'm gonna like take you to a location that's like an abandoned European a laboratory, and they're like experimented with Dark Eco, and we'll show you.
Let me tell you something.
Do.
All right? Let me tell you something. This is how I would start the game off. Okay? Okay. I haven't played this game, but I've seen what it is. Now, if I was to start this game off, the first thing I would do... Just shut up. The first thing I would do is we play the cutscene, right? And then when Jack is like, Dax, get on the gun. That's when I would be like, right behind you, Padre. And then that's where the game starts with you playing as Daxter on a gun shooting the pirates.
Oh my god, you're so...
Hang on. I've just had a thought. If we make the game Daxter 2, so you play as Daxter, because then Jack, in his second game, went through a dark edgy phase and became Dark Jack, and then Daxter, in his second game, would have gone through a dark edgy phase and become Dark Daxter. And everyone wanted more games that were like the originals, and that's about as similar to the originals as you can get.
Well, you see, back to my little theory here. If we started the game off with Daxter shooting the pirates, like having like a little section there of where you shoot them, and then after you finish the mission, then have him go off the rails and accidentally shoot the ship, I feel like that would be a better way to get the Jack feeling. Fucking phone. That'd be a better way to get the Jack feeling in the game.
You're right. Anyway, so I'll just mention two more things. The second one, of course, is Dark Dexter. When I played the game, it was not explained, but I assumed that
he would be the main plot point of the entire film. Game.
What they should have did instead of Dark Daxter is when he got hit with the Dark Eco, they should have reverted him to his fucking normal state.
That's golden. How he will sit on Jack's shoulder now?
He
won't.
Like the most iconic line in Jack and Daxter history. Like they could have like.
Jimmy Nutbot?
Yeah, exactly. Like they could have made like billions on merchandise sales just from that one line alone. Chocolate bars, T-shirts, Jimmy Nutbar figurines. Like Jimmy Nutbar should have been made a main character in Jack and Daxter.
Nice. It would make the game so much better.
It would.
Anyway,
sorry, when you say Jimmy Nutbar, all I can think about is Jimmy from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Anyway, I'll tell you this. I always thought that they experimented with the Dark Eco because it was established in Jack 2 that Jack was the only one who can actually undergo the experiments without dying.
Where did you read this from, detective?
Well, no, wasn't he the only one that he tested it on?
Yeah, and it's from Dexter, some Dark Jack 2. Jack was the only one who could survive because he can channel Eco, no one else could. So basically, he is super special. And the big plot point in The Lost Frontier is that they turned the entire city into dark creatures. So if they could do that, that means they somehow altered Dark Eco. They're like distilled it or whatever. They changed it so it can actually affect normal people without killing them. So basically that has to be explained, otherwise it doesn't work.
No.
And then Ratchet comes in and squeezes Jack and smashes him to pieces with
think to say that it must have been altered, I feel like the lurkers were affected by Dark Eco, and that's how they became minions. None of them are dead.
I think they were just
misunderstood.
No, I think they were just dumb. They make the wrong decision. Yeah, it's like we know, even though Orangey Pal, we're good.
Okay, but even still, why could Gollum and Maya use the Dark Eco and not die?
Because they're sages. And also, Gollum and Maya were affected by Dark Eco. They were actually physically changed.
But they weren't killed.
Yes, but they were channeled the thing.
So if it can happen to maybe everyone ever is a sage, and it's like X-Men where it just like takes something to get the mutation out.
Yeah, so again, for this plot twist to work, like they make the whole city into Dark Jacks. They
Dark
have
Jackster.
to do something like a new invention. Like we looked at Dark Eco in the microscope, and we realized if we just turn this thing like 30 degrees to the left, it will actually not kill you. So yeah, they have to explain it, but they didn't.
So where have we gone off to? Right, we're on about how to start the game, right? Okay, everyone in 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds, how would you start the game? Okay, go, Andrew.
Nick's version is the best. I cannot argue with that.
Okay, Nick.
Okay, so this is how I would start off the game. I'll explain it again. Right? Intro cutscene says, Dax, get on the gun. Okay, right behind you, Padre. He gets on the gun. Accidentally shoots the fucking thing. Jack, I kind of fucking did something dumb. Oh, who in the right mind? Oh, how dastardly. Anyway, moving on from that. Then comes the scene with him standing, right? Them standing on the wing, right? And you know, he's all like, oh, God, I'm going to beat you up. And the other guy's all like, yeah. And then that big fat guy comes down behind you. It's like, rape face activated. And then after that, you got that one guy who's all like, Kira, do you love a winner? That one guy, and she's all like, oh, yes. And then
You're way over 10 seconds, by the way.
I don't give a shit. I'm explaining shit. And then what I think should happen is, that fight that him and that dude have for a second? Mm-hmm. Load it up with a quick time event! No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I think they should have like.
Okay, din. I get it. Okay, next, Ninja.
No, you don't get it. You don't get it.
Basically, I would start the game with the awful PS2 loading sound.
Okay.
When it's just like noise for a few seconds, and that's how I would start the Last Frontier.
Perfect. Okay, Nick, finish yours before I blow you all away.
Whoa. Hang
no,
on.
that was it.
You done?
Here, go.
Okay. Now I've put all the criticism on me. Everyone's gonna be analysing shit out of this, right? Okay, it starts off right. There's your
10 seconds.
I'm sticking to Andrew's idea, right? This is Naughty Dog's idea, right? You're driving, you're in the plane. Dax, get on the gun! Like they're being shot at by these pirate bastards, and and it's getting bad. Like Daxter can't hold off these pirates, so Jack's like, oh fuck this. He gets out. And like you're playing as Jack now, you're running from plane to plane, you're jumping from plane to plane, and you can turn into Dark Jack at will and start like dark bombing fucking planes out of the sky. And then there's the boss fight at the start of it, and then you're fighting, and then you fall off the plane as you're fighting Pirate Dude, and you have to find your way off an island you land on with Pirate Dude, and that's how you become friends.
Ooh.
That's okay. That's very.
So you just basically took all of the ideas and just smashed them together.
Yes.
Can I just point out something, please? We started this conversation with, okay, the first cutscene was Naughty Dog's idea, so we can't criticise it. And then we just spent the past 15 minutes criticising it and telling them that they're wrong.
Well, exactly. Because that whole game is wrong.
You're wrong.
Okay.
What's wrong?
Okay. Let me just add one more thing. Okay. The plot twist with the pirates has to be explained. Dark Dexter has to be explained, and yeah,
that's easy.
Yeah,
that's easy. Look. We'll go off of what Keith said, right? Okay, so they land on the thing. Kira and Daxter, both of them, they're somewhere else. Mm-hmm. They're somewhere else. It's just him and the other dude, right? So you get some dialogue in, they start talking and stuff. They become like, not necessarily acquaintances, they just realize they can get more shit done together than apart, right? So they're just doing their normal shit, right? And everything is all dandy. You get to that area, Europa, whatever, you meet back up with Kira and Daxter. You're in the ship, you go to Europa, wherever the fuck this place is called. And when what's-his-face sees it, the pirate dude, he starts freaking the fuck out or whatever, getting really pissed, like, what's going on? And when they land, he tries to attack the dude, he gets taken down and sent to fucking prison, whatever. So there you go, there's a reason, like, why did he do this? Why was he so pissed? What did these people do? But you're sidetracked because of the whole, oh, hello, welcome to our humble shitter, type of deal.
Alright, I like the sound of this already.
You know what, you can actually talk about it when I'm done. You will, like, be 60% of this episode when I'm done, okay?
Okay.
So the third thing is the big plot twist is that Iropans wanted to create a Dark Eco army to take over the world. That's it.
Okay.
So they're Golan Maya.
Great.
Yeah. So my version would be, instead of just that, let's have Iropans experimenting with Dark Eco because it's always Dark Eco, or they experimenting with precursor technology because it's always precursor technology, and they open up a fucking portal in a different dimension.
So basically, it's just them, but it's just still deal harshly with anyone who strays from the city.
Not necessarily. They could be evil, they could be misunderstood, it doesn't matter. They open a portal to another dimension, and Eco fucking goes there. It starts draining, and that's why it's...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the perfect ending, right? Right? Alright, so hear me out. So Eco came from a supercomputer, right?
No, it came from a stone. No, the stone is like a prism. Eco doesn't come from anywhere.
But there's a fucking computer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they go on the computer, right? They go onto the computer, right? Right?
Yeah.
They go on the internet.
Yeah.
Right? They go onto YouTube. Right?
Go onto the dark web. Buy some Eco.
Right? They go onto the dark web. They type up
internet.
zesty memes, right? Right? They type up zesty memes, right? And then you can't see what they're looking at. You can just hear it, and Jack's face is just, and all you hear is,
Dude, you're the best.
Oh, I'm glad I done this now. I was hesitant at first, but this is fucking gold. This fucking chair is cunt though. So where were we? What were we talking about? That's the story.
have you tried turning it on and off again?
Save the game. Crash Bandicoot saved the world.
So we got the story.
No,
now.
he destroyed it.
Okay, we
destroyed
need
it.
What if Dark Daxter just turned him into Crash?
Turned him into Crash. Jimmy, not whoa.
Here's a good thing. Here's one that'll get your creative juices flowing from your willies. How do we keep Dark Daxter and make it make sense?
Oh no,
Turn him into Crash.
I was already thinking about that. Give him
his own game.
Fuck it.
Daxter
But
2.
instead,
Just fuck
no, but listen. Instead of that, we have the pirate guy, right?
Uh-huh.
Dark Pirate Guy.
The pirate guy, right? So Daxter sees the shit starting to come towards him. He's like, "Oh shit!" Instead of him getting turned into that, yes, he says, "Oh shit!" Not Jimmy, not Bar. Oh shit! All right. Then you have a thing where you have to run towards the camera with Dark Eco like chasing you, right?
Yeah.
So you're running,
He
and
is
then all of a
Crash.
sudden the pirate guy comes out and he's like, "I'll save you, Daxter!" Right? He comes down and he's all like, because remember, he got sent to prison, so he had to escape. So he escaped through the sewers somehow, right? He's like, "I'll save you, Daxter." He gets hit with the fucking Dark Eco shit, and he turns into the fucking very character model of Dark Daxter, and he stays that way for the rest of the game.
Oh, you genius bastard! That's fantastic.
No,
I like how the only
no.
person to not play the games is coming up with the best ideas of how to make the game better.
Why the fuck do you think I'm trying?
We've all been turned. We've all been made biased by the.
Anyway, you changed how it happened. You didn't explain why. I told you the only reason it could happen if they were super geniuses and they actually altered Dark Eco to not kill people and actually turn everyone.
It turns him into... No, it does make sense. It didn't kill Daxter. It didn't...
Yeah, but it's not explained. Nothing is explained. It's just shown. You have
Exactly,
to-
so then why do we need to explain everything? Nothing's explained in Jack anyway. He still turns into an Otzel, and he's still...
No. It is explained because it was like fucking accident.
Can I
Okay,
just
well,
say,
let's fucking
don't
get
have to.
into this then. Let's make my theory make sense. Okay? All right.
I'm good at
Okay.
making random stupid theories make sense.
Okay, so check this out. So Daxter falls into the sewer, and Jack is a fucking retard with no goddamn sense of surroundings, and notice that there isn't a fucking animal on his shoulder anymore, or behind him, whatever. He falls down in there. The shit starts pouring out because people randomly store Dark Eco in sewers.
Okay.
Okay, the run thing happens. You gotta run through it and everything, dodge shit, whatever. Right, you got that music pumping, that Jack 2 music, dun dun da 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 da, as you're running away. Okay, so meanwhile, pirate guy, Okay, I'm just gonna dub him Edward Kenway. Okay.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
Edward Kenway comes into play, right? Edward Kenway comes into play, right? And he's like, I'll save you, and like that isn't explained just yet, like how he's there at that time period. But he throws Daxter like really hard up to the ceiling, and like Daxter's cartoony like animation style, he just clings to the pipes, right?
Okay.
And he gets hit with it. But at first, instead of him just dying, right? Like just falling in it and just disintegrating, right? He manages to crawl out of it still alive as he is, but he's in a lot of pain and it's fusing with him and stuff like that. And he's screaming in agony and shit. Then all of a sudden he's just like, all of a sudden I have the fucking Russian accent and I'm a giant fucking thing. Okay, so that happens, right? Now, the thing is we can't necessarily explain it all in this one moment. We have to look further down the pipeline to really explain it. So therefore, this Edward guy has something special. So how do we explain that he has something special? He doesn't have to know that he has something special, but maybe he has an ability to channel eco.
Edward Kenway is Mar.
Oh, dude, that's a genius idea, but it makes
Hang on, are we talking about actual Edward Kenway or the guy that we dubbed Edward Kenway?
Well, I mean, it makes more sense for the real Edward Kenway to be Mar. I mean, he has blonde hair. So.
Is that because he transcends universes and can go wherever the hell he wants?
Yeah, with his jackdaw.
It's called Jackdaw! It's just called the Jackdaw!
Even more! It's jackdaw!
Wait, did you not notice that?
Just now.
I thought that was like why you said it.
2012. I know. Like 2013. Okay. So that's a good play. I was actually thinking about that in the back of my head, like maybe he's Mar. Okay, but then Mar turns into a giant fucking purple Daxter thing. That's Mar.
But,
that's how you want it to be Mar.
Okay. But that's not Dark Daxter, that's Dark whatever.
Dark Edward.
Yeah. Oh! Edward! Oh fuck! Edward! That's like Twilight!
No.
Yes.
Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed 4. He's a pirate.
Oh, that Edward. I don't know that Edward, but okay.
Oh, don't
Anyway.
bring Twilight into this, please.
No. Okay. Okay. So let's see. So that happens. Let's just get rid of Dark Daxter. That character model.
You can.
Let's make him something. Let's make him something else. All right. So let's say.
Let's make him a flop.
Yeah. Okay. So he gets hit with the stuff. He's screaming in agony. He's just like, he's dying and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, his vocal cords start transforming. He's just like, and he turns into a fluff light. He's like coming out of there. He looks like a science experiment gone wrong. He's just like,
All right, here's the
like
thing. If you really must keep Dark Daxter, right? Daxter's a precursor. It's already like maybe eco doesn't affect him like everyone else because he's a precursor. So
No.
Well, if that was the case, then you would have to say that he was a precursor before he was an Otzel. So therefore, all eco wouldn't affect him the same way. So the only way you could really
hear me out
is
here.
if, as an Otzel, he became a precursor. So therefore,
You're gonna hate me for saying this, but I have a theory
Again,
relating to that.
okay.
So, do you want me to just keep like rambling on, or
Yes,
shall I-
that's what this thing is all about.
Okay. I haven't really developed it much, but I was basically thinking Daxter was always a precursor, was sent to the precursor legacy time period.
That's why he doesn't have a puppy.
Disguised as a human using light eco magic.
Okay,
and,
I could literally see that. Andrew, hold on.
And then the dark eco, it didn't turn him into an Otzel, it just counteracted the light eco magic enough to get rid of the disguise.
Okay,
So
that makes sense.
basically, so
That's the reason that light eco will turn him back into an
wait,
Otzel.
hold on.
Because
so basically, what you're saying is there will be a scene down the line where he's like, "Yeah, Jack, I always knew I was a precursor." Well, yeah, huh? Like,
No.
Okay, so here's why that doesn't work. First of all, why the fuck does he not remember? And two, why does
what
he
says
not
he doesn't?
have any ability whatsoever?
Yeah, like
Because
I could literally like imagine it be like him being like being like, no, I'm serious. I didn't know I was a precursor, and then all of a sudden like someone says like some more like irrefutable evidence, and he's just like, so I guess my cover's blown then, huh?
I like Oliver's one because just elaborate more, right? Let's think about it more. You can make it make sense easily.
Let's leave that for one of my videos so I can get more views out of this.
Okay. So
Cliffhanger,
make sure you have to explain the whole
To be continued.
zero
Can you put to be
memories and zero
continued there?
ability.
What the
Yeah,
build
and
to
then,
be
like-
continued? Like a meat.
Yeah,
The Nerd
let's change
Vengers will
let's change the
return.
subject. Let's change the subject.
Okay,
So
you know what? How about this? Because I'm still very
Okay.
intrigued in this whole idea, like Dark Daxter idea. Instead of going the Dark Daxter model, instead of Edward coming in to save the day, right? Instead of any of that, right? Daxter's sitting there. He's cornered after the whole run sequence, and he's like, "Oh God, no, I don't want to die here. Please, I'm wearing pants or whatever." And he puts his hands out in front of him. No, even better. He gets down on his knees and does the pray thing, right? Like, please don't do it. But when he claps his hands together, he does a light jack flash freeze.
The pants the precursors gave him are magical pants and absorb the dark eco, but
Yeah, fuck off.
alter him.
Anyway. No, he learns that he has the ability to use light eco, and what if Daxter starts generating these powers?
Hang on. Can I just ask a quick question? Is Tess a precursor?
Yes.
Here's the thing.
Are all Otzel's precursors, or are all
No,
Our
precursors
precursor is
Otzel's?
just like a council. How do you know that, Andrew?
I'll tell you why. Because a precursor is someone who has abilities. Someone who has no abilities, fucking shit.
But you don't
Otzel-
have to
you don't see
visually
Otzel
show
Dummy
like
or Otzel other guy do anything.
Precursor.
We
Let
have
us-
seen one
No,
dude
no.
use his hand
Hold on.
motion to make the other one fall. That's like the only evidence we have.
Hold on.
I'm holding on.
And stated time and time again that the precursors are a race. The precursor race. Okay? Now, precursor means before, I think.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Before. A race that came before. So, in essence, every Otzel is a precursor race to the elfinoid creatures on the unnamed planet. Which is
And the
actually-
Yakos.
And the Yakos are just fucking mythical.
the
beings,
Yakos
okay?
are the
And
precursors
the-
of the precursors.
the lurker sharks.
Well, yeah. Well, then there you go. Everything before not natural humanoid elvish life is technically a precursor race.
All right, we're getting way
Now,
off
the
topic here.
correct question.
Right. Like,
That's like
okay, let's sum this
for-
up. Let's sum story up. Right. What's your story? What's the best story we can come up with? We have the
Okay.
start. We have the end. What's the middle?
I will do that. I will change absolutely nothing. I'll just add actual time to develop for the first plot twist that the parts are good and our opens are not. I will explain Dark Daxter as well. They invented a way to actually transform everyone without killing, and the ending will be Dark Eco is all Eco is like
Can we
flowing.
change up that last dude? That last
What if
dude,
he-
the main bad guy.
Let
Can we
me-
change up
let
his
me
character
finish.
design?
Let me finish. It doesn't matter because we don't fight him. The main conflict is that you have to go into a different universe to close the portal somehow, and you can just write an explanation why. And you close the portal and you stop Eco from flowing away, and you get it back, and that you can, have cars running again because there's Eco now.
And then you kill an entire other universe because they run out of eco.
It doesn't matter. You just figure it out. So basically, you keep the game the same. Just explain stuff that's not explained. Give more time for development. Put the controls back. My method, and change the ending. That's it.
Anyway, yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so what were the technical parts, the gameplay parts that you didn't like?
Okay, it's too slow. Gameplay is far too slow. It's like the fucking port of Jack 2 on PS4.
And
Staff was bullshit. Just give us a morph gun, please. That was stupid. Why take it and replace it with something that does the exact same thing?
because they wanted to do something new.
Yeah, but that was not new. That's the exact same thing that looked different. It was a cosmetic difference.
Yeah. And in Jack 2, you have the yellow gun, but in Jack 1, you shoot the yellow eco out of your hand, so it's the same thing. It's a cosmetic change.
Well, the yellow gun patrols so much better anyway. What else do I hate? I'm going to be fair with them. I don't want to change that. Oh, why can't you do the roll jump? Because you can't. It's a PSP.
You could head me on the team.
Honestly, I hate the idea because that would kill me. I would not be able to control that.
I've just thought of a really good way that they could implement the roll jump into it and remove the issue with the PSP.
Get rid of the PSP.
That they could just make a PS2 game. Like, not a port, just a PS2 game.
Yeah. Well, that's Sony. That's Sony's fault.
Yeah, how dare Sony create a console to try and rival the Nintendo DS?
How dare they? I agree.
It's not even like they were successful anyway.
Yeah, so I will tell you the technical parts that I found annoying. First of all, there are, there are poles that you swing from, right? One of the first ones are on the island that you get marooned for the second time. Mm-hmm. And when you jump, there are 3 poles, and then you have to jump from the pole onto the platform. And there are 2 platforms. If you jump to the left, every other time you miss the platform. And how did they leave it in? How?
The one thing I don't like about the mechanics, that's nothing to do with the platform, is how you get from, I suppose, level to level. In that, like, you have to wander around aimlessly around the airship thing until you find a ship that you like. And then fly around with the awful flying controls, and then fight some people, and then try and land in the place where it wants you to.
Well,
and then you go and explore the level.
What about the flying controls that you find so awful? I never had a problem with them.
I just don't really like them.
Well, what I mean is you can turn 180 if you want with the touch of a button. Mm-hmm. You can also turn quite sharply. You can also get the fuck out with the boost. So,
but you could do that with cars.
Yeah, but it was Naughty Dog's idea to have planes in there.
I didn't have a problem with the planes. I had a problem with the amount of planes there were.
I think at this point, what we've already established enough that Naughty Dog and PlayStation made some decisions that made Lost Frontier not as good as it could have been.
Yes.
So let's just assume that the answer to every problem anyone has is that.
Maybe. Anyway,
the thing about the planes though is that they tried to do what they done in Jack 3 with the cars, but overdone it.
They tried to implement it into the game as like a main feature, but they really just shoehorned it in.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the planes controlled fine. I agree with Andrew on that. I think I didn't have that problem with the plane control. I just thought there was way too much of it.
Although that said, it is probably now another. I know I said it wasn't, but another issue with the PSP, in that I don't really like the PSP controls.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one here who does like them?
Yeah.
Because I played Siphon Filter Dark Mirror, and it's like a third-person shooter, and it's an amazing game and controls perfectly.
I don't know. I loved my PSP when I had it, but it physically hurt me to play. Like that fucking stupid thumbstick was just disgusting.
That's because you're not super careful like I am.
And the D-pad just died. Like you have to open it up every fucking month and clean the D-pad. It was awful.
That's because what model of the PSP did you have?
I had the OG PSP.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
See, Keith, now it's a split between Naughty Dog's fault, PlayStation's fault, and your fault
for buying their console.
Yep.
Yes. Exactly.
Sony made it, you bought it,
yes.
And then Naughty Dog wanted the game for it. So.
Yes.
Anyway, Naughty Dog wanted it for the PS3, but it was Sony who tell them to do it on the PSP.
Cunt! Oh, that hurts me to hear. That actually physically hurt me.
Because that was never ever officially said, but The Lost Frontier was registered as a trademark for the PS3 game.
Imagine that. Imagine if Naughty Dog made it. Imagine if
And
like
if Jack made it onto the main next-gen console, as in the PS3,
they did.
it would
Yeah.
still be alive today.
They did 3
Also-
times actually.
Yeah. Also,
But no, as in like in a new, fully fledged game.
yeah. Also, when you really think about it, the game ends like not the battle with the ship or the battle with the piece of shit inside the ship. The actual final cutscene, the way it ends, the story is over, but you learn that there's like your planet is like 50% unexplored. You have no idea what's on the other side. And Jack is like, "Want to go on the other side?" They're like, "Okay." So you can go anywhere from there. If they did this game right, the sequel will come out in like 4 years, at the most.
Check.
And 4 years later, we have
PlayStation Move.
terribly made ports.
That too. We have PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. We have PlayStation Move Heroes and awful ports on the PS4.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty good swan song.
awful ports that you don't even call port reports for.
I do the port report whenever I feel like it.
But aren't those port reports that you did?
Not really. They're not in depth. I just talk like a fucking bullshitter.
Okay.
I'm waiting
Okay,
for them to be
okay.
fully patched as well. I want to be
Okay.
fair.
By the way, I think they will be, because once you emulate on an official, well, Sony, they have the specifications for the PS2. They know how to fix all the bugs.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
They don't have Andy Gavin
Okay.
though, who's the only one that understands the fucking code.
yeah, it's like there's always one guy on a team who understands everything better than everyone else.
If we send them a really fancy pizza, send Sony a really fancy pizza, when they open it up, will Andy Gavin just appear?
Yes, the problem is the pizza will never get to them, because after 5 days in the mail, it will go bad. And
Well, no,
where's the Sony
it
Gavin?
will get to them. It just might not necessarily be edible.
Well, Andy Gavin will not shut up because it's bad. He only likes good food.
Exactly.
Deliver it personally.
The thing is,
Courier
if
service.
this will get Andy Gavin's attention because he'll write a review on it, and a seething review on this disgusting food and how awful it was.
Yeah.
And then he'll want to do everything to come back to Sony and make their food better.
Yes, exactly.
And improve them in general, and then he'll realise that the only way to improve Naughty Dog back to its former glory is to make Jack fall.
Exactly.
No. You keep. I know you're joking, because everyone is joking, but
Am
you
I, though?
have to. You have to keep in mind that it's not the same people. It's not the same.
That's why we're getting the band back together.
But what if they don't want to get back together?
Jason Rubin will leave his post at Oculus for making millions and go back to making
see,
like 30,000
this is what
a
we were
year
saying.
with Dragon Text.
That they're all going to use their resources, where Jason Rubin can then make Jack on Oculus, Jack VR.
No,
Jack
if
Snacks to
if it's
VR. It's like a
inclusive-
cooking simulator.
Okay, if it's exclusive to VR, I'm not gonna fucking play it. Fuck this.
PSVR. It would still be a PlayStation exclusive.
I mean, Jason Rubin would make for PSVR. That's his fucking competitor.
Well, maybe PlayStation should buy Oculus, and then it's fine.
Perfect.
Because, I mean, PlayStation's real competitor is Xbox, and then PlayStation would own PSVR and Oculus, and then Xbox would own a whole nothing in the VR department.
What if Sony sent like Jason Rubin out on a secret project to take over Oculus, so they could absorb it and make and
Yeah.
own the VR market?
Actually, Sony's main competitor is Valve. Valve, whatever how it pronounce it. Because here's the thing: there's an ongoing battle between Sony and Valve, and the one who releases a new game in a beloved franchise wins. It's Half-Life 3 versus Jack 4, and who got first wins.
Oof.
But aren't there, like, also Xbox games that people want the sequels to?
What games does Xbox have?
Halo and Crackdown.
The Halo
But Halo, here's the problem
And
with Halo.
the best Insomniac Games game ever.
game? Is it really?
Yeah.
Have you played it? Was that a joke? I don't know. I don't know if you were being serious or.
I am not being serious.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't look total garbage, but it's not my favourite. It's not the best.
Well, the best Insomniac game ever is obviously Fuse. I mean, obviously you're forgetting that one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I hate people.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of Halo, they actually made 3 games, and they stopped and they left. So all the other games were made by different companies that the Xbox Microsoft team hired, so there will be more Halo games.
Gotta love Microsoft and their exclusives now.
So basically, they did what Sony did, where Naughty Dog made the first 3 games, and then they gave it to another company, but they did it better. So Microsoft's win.
Oh yeah. Anyway, I want to.
What have we been recording for? We've been recording for, wow, not an hour exactly.
Okay, so how about we talk for like 20 more minutes, because I want to talk about Size Matter, Secret Agent Clank, and then to end this was like the things that I liked about Lost Frontier.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I think I will talk about 10 minutes, and I will prove to you that Size Matters is shit.
But I like the game, so I don't really care.
I also like the game.
Okay, I hope I'll prove it to you right now.
I bet you can't guess what the my main problem with Size Matters is.
PSP.
However, did you know that?
Jesus,
Anyway,
you must be psychic.
So first of all, you have the main plot of Size Matters, which is there are the Technomites who invented I don't think all technology. I don't think they invented the fire or the wheel. I think they invented all the robotic microchip technology. So they invented that, and apparently their invention got stolen by all the white men, and they're angry now that they're getting no credit. Yeah.
Those misogynistic white males.
So, so the main plot is the Technomites, they want revenge on the entire galaxy for stealing their technology and not giving them credit. Okay? You're following me?
Yep.
Okay, so in the end of the game, you've learned that the leader of the Technomites is just your average bad guy who wants to take over the world.
Right.
You beat him, and the conflict is resolved.
Okay.
The Technomites are never brought up again.
Okay.
So you have the race that invented technology that everyone uses, a race that can get inside a robot, take it over, and destroy a fucking city.
Okay.
You have that race who are that smart and that powerful, who want revenge, and it gets ignored, forgotten, and never brought up again.
Now, see, here's the thing. That's not a problem with Size Matters. That's therefore a problem with every game that happens after Size Matters. Size Matters didn't forget it. All of the other games did.
So the actual bad games are tools of
You've now
destruction?
caused me to... So you haven't caused me to hate the Size Matters. You've caused me to hate the Future series.
Okay. Why is it that the conflict is ignored at the end of Size Matters in the last cutscene? All you have is the main villain who gets defeated, and the Technomites are not forgiven. They're not giving credit. That is all unresolved in the very end.
I'm going to say this here, that's going to probably make both of you die, but I think Size Matter's story is better than Ratchet 2's story.
Yep.
Conceptually,
I just think it's a more enjoyable story.
To each their own.
I enjoyed Size Matters. It's not that I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed Size Matters.
So did I.
I bought it on PS2 and enjoyed it up to the point where Nick already knows I stopped.
Well, the PS2 version is actually better. I don't know why, because it was on the PSP first, but there's a bug in the PSP where on your challenge mode, at one point the damage will you will not be able to do damage to half the enemies with your wrench forever. That bug does not go away. You hit them with the wrench, they display the animation, they don't die. If you hit them for 10 hours, they don't die.
Is there a way to play the PSP with a PS2 controller?
Yes, emulator.
No.
Emulator, get an adapter, there you go.
Yeah, but there's zero reason, because the PS2 version doesn't have that bug.
I mean, there probably is a reason.
Such as?
like I don't like the PSP controls, but I want to play Daxter, which is a PSP exclusive.
Buy a Vita, that's what I say. Or buy or get an emulator and use a PS4 controller.
Or buy a PSP, like I want to do.
But he doesn't like the PSP, so that's out the window.
That's the problem, yeah. Anyway,
We're trying to get around that problem.
let's talk more about the story. You have supporting characters, like the skater dude, who is not funny, whose dialogue is terrible, and who is just a discount Skid McMarks.
Why didn't they just put Skid McMarks in? That's one thing I didn't understand.
Neither do I.
They done the same thing in fucking Lost Frontier when they replaced Finn with Dark Eco Dude.
But Vin is not Dark Eco Sage.
Yeah, but Vin is Vin. And Vin is cool. And Vin is
Yeah, and Vin is inside a computer. You have to take the hard drive and transport it many miles away.
Maybe they...
Wait, so you know how all eco comes from a supercomputer?
No, it comes from a, I don't know,
Supercomputer.
Escanopsal fuel
Vin
engine.
and Vin is now a supercomputer. What if Vin is the source of all eco?
If that is not addressed in the next game, I'm gonna blow up Sony.
Vin just is eco.
Vin is the Eco God.
So Vin goes inside your body.
Yep.
Oh my!
The Vin surrounds us. It penetrates us. It finds the galaxy beneath us.
What if, like, Vin is, like, the main antagonist of Jak 4?
What if he's actually secretly the main antagonist of every game?
Wow.
Secretly masterminding it.
Now, that's a twist I want to see.
Anyway, let's go further with size matters. In the jungle, you meet a discount version of the Megacorp employee who sells you the thing or gives it to you for free.
There's one thing that has Overwatch 2, you don't have to buy fucking anything.
Well, you don't have to bother with it because you collect all the bolts anyway. You just press triangle and it works.
Yeah, but you still have to buy it all, and it's annoying, because you're saving up for shit. Like, at the end of Ratchet 2, you have to buy something for like fucking 50 grand. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, imagine a world when you don't have to buy anything in a Ratchet & Clank game and everyone's a communist.
Called Ratchet & Clank 3.
That's why the cover is so red in the NPC, because it's a communist game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know how we're going to salvage this, but I'll find a way. I might just...
We'll salvage it. Believe me, it's going to get more interesting in the next 10 minutes.
Just change the point of the video.
I'm more worried about the editing side.
High impact games. I'm going to tell you why Size Matters is not that great of a game, because it was made by High Impact. Don't blame the PSP. When Rachel jumped...
I thought we were blaming Sony and Naughty Dog.
Well, now I'm blaming High Impact. Because in Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, when you jump, the camera jumps with you. You don't see the ground. You don't know when you're land.
So, whose fault is it? No, whose fault isn't it?
In Size Matters, High Impact.
Just in general.
In general?
It's Naughty Dog's fault, it's Sony's fault, it's Keith's fault, it's PSP's fault. Whose isn't it?
When it comes to Lost Frontier, it's trifecta. It's Naughty Dog's fault, it's High Impact's fault, and it's Sony's fault most of all, because they didn't have to release the game. They were like, okay, there is no one available right now who can make a good version of this. We're going to wait on it. We're not going to release it right now. We're going to release it like 3 years later when someone comes up to us and says, okay, we can do this.
But Jack's meant to be like one of their big fancy mascots. He can't just go away for ages and then they can bring him back like, hey, what's up?
Oh, they had Ratchet, it's fine. They just forget about one of them. They had 3 mascots PS2 era. They could pick what one they wanted and they picked Ratchet.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's
so
true.
Again, you jump, the camera jumps with you for no reason, and it's not the PSP's fault. It's High Impact's choice. They did this. The second thing is the armor system. At every 2 levels, the last armor set you pick becomes obsolete. You cannot use it, it's too weak. You like it, fuck you.
That was how the armor worked in the other games.
No. In the other games, you don't choose the armor, you keep the latest one.
Yeah, but it's essentially the same thing, because you will use the most recent one because it is the most powerful one. You
Yes.
could, in theory, choose to not buy the next armor.
Yeah.
And get raped.
But
That is a choice, but
yeah.
it makes the game so much harder because the armor is not good enough.
Yes. But the gimmick in Size Matters is that the armor gives you special powers, and you cannot have those special powers anymore.
Yeah, I get
Okay.
your point. Yeah, yeah.
Also, the fire armor, you swing your wrench and you send like one fireball. Here's the problem: you have to swing the wrench 3 times. You have to stand in place while you're swinging, and you cannot run away. And if someone's fighting at you and you're swinging your wrench 3 times, every single time you get hit, and you don't get to do the third hit. So it fucks you up.
Okay, good.
I still like the game, by the way, but go on.
Good for you. And what else? Well, that's it really. Everything else in Size Matters is pretty decent.
I still like
And
That
Secret
doesn't
Agent
really make me hate it.
Clank, okay, and Secret Agent Clank,
I've never
it
played
has
it, so...
the story is fucking garbage. Someone sends Ratchet a mind control device, and he's so stupid he puts it on.
That is stupid.
Yes, and he is brainwashing to go into a museum and steal a gem. And
I'm
the
pretty
security
sure
camera-
it wasn't it
Yeah.
meant to be. The film was meant to be in the universe of Secret Agent Clank, which was a TV
Except-
show in the Ratchet
Except
Clank universe.
the game doesn't treat it like this. You have the Ratchet portion when he's actually in prison. He actually meets the leader of Tux for Less, who is in that prison. So, Nick, what are you doing here?
Hello, Nick.
Hello.
Everyone say hi in the comments.
The minute you left, everything went to shit, honestly, and we lost all control. Andrew's out of control.
Yeah.
Ninja's out of control.
Anyway, what I want to say is High Impact Games is not the best technical programmer. They cannot think of the way to do their games. Their stuff is repetitive and glitchy, and they make bad decisions. Whatever. Let's end this thing with what we like about The Lost Frontier, if there's anything in there that we do like.
Okay, we're gonna go around the table and actually do something this time, right? Your favorite thing about
Happy
I know
New
Nick hasn't
Year.
played it, but Nick, what's your favorite thing about Lost Frontier?
Say the memes.
I would
Jimmy
say that my
Dunbar?
favorite thing about the law. Will you shut up? I think my favorite thing, if anything, my favorite thing about the Lost Frontier would have to be the idea of it. I mean, like just the sheer idea of it, like the idea that Eco's running out, the idea that, like. I like the general idea of it. I just feel like everything was really shittily executed. And I feel as though it would have been better if the game wasn't attached to the PSP.
You know what? I'll rate your opinion 9 out of 10.
So it's partially wrong.
What's the wrong part about you?
I had to give it a 9 because otherwise it'll be too boring.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So it is actually a 10. You just don't want to call it a 10 because
Yeah.
that's boring.
Yeah,
I see. What's
There you go, Nick. You're actually a 10.
Thanks, IGN.
you're welcome. We only give 10 out of 10 to Metal Gear Solid.
and
Mario.
Mario. Seriously, every Mario game that was released in the last 10 years has a 10 from IGN. It's crazy. But
Yeah, I wonder why.
I wonder why as well.
The door noise is the best.
Apparently my dog is pissing everywhere and I must bring him out, but I will wait.
You will wait like 5 minutes and it'll be over, I promise.
Yep.
So, Keith, what do you like about the game?
I think for what it was good. If you ignore the story, it was a good flight simulator / action game. If you add the story, then fix the story, and then it would be a fun PSP on-the-go Jack game. That's what I like about it. It had so much potential, and it still is a good game to me, but you know, execution. Yeah, I pretty much
Okay.
agree with Nick. Nick has the best opinion here.
Okay, dog with a guitar. What's your opinion?
It's a banjo.
Oh, that's me. What's the question?
What do you like about Lost Frontier, if there is anything you like about it at all?
See, I completely agree with Nick, but I think it should also have Mario and Metal Gear Solid in it.
Oh!
That'd be a 20 out of 10 from IGN.
So hang on, what do I
Well,
think
plus
about the Lost
plus the
Frontier?
rating of the Jack game, so it would be like 27 out of 10.
29 out of 10. IGN gave Jack 2 a 9.5. And Jack 3 a
I think
9.7.
that the Lost Frontier is fine. The PSP is the problem, and we should just get over it.
I like
Okay.
that. Andrew, the main event now. Your turn.
All right. I think I already mentioned how I will end the game, how I will change the story.
In the
but-
Slav way.
Yeah, I will end it in the Czechian way because fuck Poland. Anyway,
You're in the chicken way. I love
Anyway.
chickens.
but here's what I like about the game. I'm gonna copy Nick because he has my opinion. That's why I gave it 9 out of 10 for plagiarism. I like the main idea.
Thanks,
But
Dad.
I don't just like the idea as like the thing they went with. I like the idea because it's a new story. It's not just okay. Let's go back in time for the 4th time and make Jack Marr. They did not go with it, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. They realized that they could not actually go there and fuck up everything. They went with a new plot, brand new, fresh, and I love it. Yeah, you know how Samus says, "You know, Jack, I have a feeling we will meet Mars someday. He may be closer than you think." It's the city computer. And yet, it's a female voice.
It's
But-
Morgan.
Yeah. You know why?
It's
Because
Finn.
Mar decided that it's the current year. He can be a girl if he wants to.
Wow. No gender here.
Mars
Anyway.
an F-150 truck who vapes.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, Lost Frontier's premise, stop the eco shortage, like eco pirates, Europa, the exploration of the literal end of the world. Nothing is fine, it's just the execution.
Good talk.
Beautiful.
Good talk. I don't have no
I'm pretty
idea
sure that
how
was-
I'm going to edit this.
I'm pretty sure roughly an hour ago we said the same thing. So we had our introduction, then we had all the middle stuff, then we had a conclusion, and our conclusion is that nothing changed.
Nothing
So basically,
changed.
when you want to edit it, you want to take the introduction
Yes.
and upload it to YouTube.
Okay.
Or you can take out everything that does not involve Jimmy Nutbar and upload it like that.
Perfect. You got it. You got it, Andrew. That I knew you done this for a reason. We are making the ultimate Jimmy Nuff. Shut up, your dog. Whoever has a dog. Is
Okay,
it my
so-
dog?
Black children
bet it's
running
Keith.
outside.
It's probably
They're kinda
my dog.
racist.
No,
Yeah,
I
so-
figured it was you.
Yeah, so this thing is over.
Okay.
Everything's over.
I love you all. Bye
It's
bye.
the end.